You look like a stormtrooper. You know, like one of the ones that drives the speeders?
Pew, pew, pew. Hello. Some time ago, you may remember that we did an extremely scientific video regarding power pedals. So we thought we would do an extremely scientific video with a change of scenery. This video is sponsored by our friends at Favero. We thought we would stress test and pressure test the Assioma Pro MX2. We've come to Peaslake on a particularly nasty day. It absolutely lashed it down last night. So we're hoping that the water resistance of the pedal is going to really stand up to that. Stay tuned and let's see if we can break little Luke on his archaic mountain bike. He's got a road helmet on.
Pray for me.
So this is St John the Baptist. It's very tame. You'll be fine. Try to keep up.
Okay. Taking us straight to the climbs. Go on, son. Dougie Lampkin over here.
Off we go. Nice and easy.
Steaming.
Helmet squeeze. Old school Cade viewers will remember that. I've got new shoes. Well, they're not new anymore. Oops. New shoes, new cleats, new pedals, new-ish pedals. They feel like, because I usually have XT trails on these, which have got like an extra platform on them. And these feel more stable.
You don't know if it's because
it's not. I'm not viewers just because we're sponsored for this video, but no. In all seriousness, the retention feels really good. It's really nice and solid.
Have you adjusted anything on it?
No. I just literally took them off my boots, off my gravel bike, straight onto that last night, and jobs are good. They feel really good, really nice and stable. Okay, so there are a couple of things about these that I really like, particularly for mountain biking. So the whole thing is completely sealed, so all the battery is inside the pedal body, which means that they've got fantastic resistance to water ingress. There are no kind of hatches or anything that you have to peel off to charge the thing. The other thing I like about them is everything's replaceable on them, so the whole body is completely removable and replaceable, which means if you do whack it on a rock, which it looks like I already have done, sorry Favero, then you can replace the body of the pedal without having to replace all the guts and internals. It's a very clever system. They're an expensive pedal, but the fact that you can rebuild them means that you can prolong the life of them. So it's more of like a long-term investment than it is like just an expensive power meter. Decent battery life, and they're pretty reliable. They're pretty easy to pair as well, in my experience. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. And they seem to be standing up to the abuse of mincing around the Surrey Hills. I will say right here, right now, that these pedals will not stay on this bike. I don't normally even run a computer on this bike. It's more just I usually take it off the roof of the car, go riding, and that's it. So these really stay on my gravel bike, which, to be honest, my Moots gravel bike is usually my kind of winter training. At the moment, it's got 35mm slicks and mud guards on it now.
Oh yeah.
Or fenders, if you're from the other side of the pond. But yeah, it's also the gravel bike I rode on the Stone Circle, which we are going back to this year. And yeah, we're gonna go back.
Cool.
This time I'm going to train.
Okay,
and not drink myself into oblivion for 3 months before it.
That's probably a good idea.
And hopefully it won't be 40 degrees. This time we're gonna get a hotel there.
Yeah. No matter how good a tent is still a tent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should we go down again?
Yeah.
See how many rocks you can bang these pedals off and they still work.
Soggy helmet. Story of my life.
Let's go.
Yummy! Bike check 1, 2. We thought about this like halfway through making the video, now that the bike is covered in but
it looks best when it's covered in
it does. Well, it's been used. Behold, my 2019 I think.
Is it?
Yeti SB140. So I chose this bike because it was the shortest travel 650B bike I could find at the time. The current SB140 is now I believe it's a mullet, but I wanted a 650B bike because they're just a little bit more maneuverable, they're better in the air, and also smaller wheel, shorter spokes, stronger wheel. And it's also typically a little bit more agile. It's a taut carbon fibre frame with a Shock DPX2 shock, which has just been serviced by the lovely people at TF Tuned. This bike has been completely transformed. This is a shameless plug for TF Tuned, by the way. They've made a big difference to that shock by servicing it and setting it up properly. It has recently had the addition of the new Shimano XT Di2 front to rear derailleur with a shifter, which is which is nicely adjustable. You can adjust where the buttons where the buttons sit and whatnot. It's also, as I mentioned earlier, got a multi-shift function to it, whereby you press the button beyond where it's supposed to be, and it will rapidly shift across 2 or 3 gears.
It's a really nice looking paddle, isn't it? I know that sounds really nerdy, but it looks really smart.
I was feeling a bit, what's the word? Fly?
Gnarly, dude.
Yeah, so I bought these Envy rims, which were a complete, it was just a rip off, to be honest.
Are they carbon?
Yeah, carbon rim. But to be honest, I've had those wheels down rock gardens in Wales, and I've bottomed out the tyres and not had any problems. Speaking of tyres, Maxxis Minion DHF on the front and DHR on the rear. I really like the tan walls on these. To be honest, this tyre combination is perfect for what we've been doing today. It's got an Envy cockpit to complement that with a mid-rise bar and an Envy stem. I have also got Kids Ride Shotgun mount on here as well.
Cool.
So my little girl goes on this show. So Barry knows best. My little girl's come down this on the front of this bike. No word of a lie. I think I've got a video somewhere of her going, woohoo! I was like, hold on! Because it's got little handlebars that go on the front of the bike. The Garmin is usually never on there. And to finish it off, it's got a Fox dropper with an ergon saddle. But I have taken that bike up a mountain and I've ridden down it. It is a mountain bike. Whereas you look at kind of heavier duty enduro bikes, with too used to talking about road bikes.
Yeah.
But if you look at enduro bikes, which have got big coilover shocks and they're all heavy duty and they don't pedal very well, you a lot of the time you can't sit down on them. This bike can be ridden up a hill, ridden down a hill, it can be ridden up a mountain and ridden down a mountain. Now I've done that with it. I've been out to the Alps with it a few times.
What travel is this? 160?
160 on the front. 140 on the rear. Oh, it's also got XT 4-pots or 4-pot brakes.
Oh yeah. And Favero pedals.
Favero pedals now is the new addition. So finally, in summary of my experience mountain biking with the Assioma Pro MX 2, I think that once you're clipped in, the pedal feels really solid, really secure. This was less about power data and power numbers because we've already kind of tested that in a controlled environment, which is a better way to do it, and we did it in a very scientific manner as well. But today we wanted real world durability testing, and I must admit I think it's been a fantastic pedal. It's held up to all the abuse that we've thrown at it. The one criticism I do have is it's the stability element of it is sort of a double-edged sword. Because it's a very stable platform, you feel really locked in. It is actually harder to get into than a lot of other pedals. It's harder to get into than like an M540 SPD or an XT SPD XC or an XT SPD Trail. Maybe it is that I just need to reduce the release tension a little bit, but I found that the smaller platform and the stiffer retention of this a little bit trickier to get into than the SPD pedal that I tend to use on these trails. But otherwise, it's been great. It's fantastic from a durability and usability perspective. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like this type of form and you'd like to see more of us riding mountain bikes, please put a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the pub.